Live here on Wednesday night for the third race of the season. The iCAR Racing League Cup Series heads to Las Vegas, USA for the third race of 20, and we are about to go live now. So we are live here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the third race of the season here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway once again for the iCAR Racing League Cup Series. Your points now on screen as you can see Austin Edstrom, Brady Briggs, Andrew Mendez, Alex Huffman, and Matt Sherry are your top five. David Cairns, Brian Wright, Brendan Parsons, and Jonathan Azon are 6th through 9th. Tommy Gossett is in red for a reason. That's the 10th place position overall. The rest of your points go across your screen. The 10th place position is relatively, if you will, the cut line. Of course, it's way too early to be calling that, but hey, I decided to do that anyway, just because. It'll be quite interesting here as qualifying is still underway. It's going to be wrapping up here in just a few moments at two different winners and two different weeks, two consecutive weeks, I should say. As apologies for any error that may be coming up, and right as I say that, everything is once again back to normal. So just thankfully a small hiccup, if you will, technical difficulties, whatever you want to call it. About 2 minutes remaining here in qualifying. 105 laps actually here at Las Vegas. Just waiting for the countdown timer to make its way through. So last two times we had two different winners. Both of the, if you will, the 80 order, or at least relatively involved in the car numbers, involve 80. Austin Edstrom has won both of those races. Nope, scratch that. Wrong person. Austin Enstrom won last week at Auto Club Speedway, and Tommy Gossett won the first race at Daytona just a couple of weeks ago on April 4th. About 10 seconds remain here. Currently on the pole is number 76 of Royce Scrivano, who we haven't actually seen, so he is making his debut here to this afternoon. As you can see once again, he is nowhere to be found on the point standings. Still waiting a while as qualifying is still making its way through. About 30 or so seconds remain on the timer. Look at this beautiful Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So we still have the chance. We're going to tell you about Las Vegas Motor Speedway in just a few moments, as during the pace lap at least, as you're going to go through your starting grid in just a few moments. So qualifying is now over. We're about to go green in just a few moments' time. Pace car up on the front straightaway while everybody else grids as well. We're going to have through that. Starting on the first row, it's going to be the number 76 of Royce Scrivano, as you can see him right there. Austin Enstrom to his outside starts in the number 81. Shako Atausi in the number 8 starts in 3rd place, while to his outside is going to be the 01 of Matt Cherry. William Van Alstyne starts in the number 62, also making his debut, next to Andrew Mendez, who's starting in 6th place in the number 29. David Cairns in the number 3 starts in 7th place, and Brian Wright starts in 8th. Running up the field is going to be Toby Weatherford, who chose to not take a qualifying time here today. It's going to fix a quick error that was noticed, as the pace car will now make its way down into turns 1 and 2 as the field rolls off here at Las Vegas. Down the back straightaway is this field, as I'm going to tell you just a little bit about Las Vegas Motor Speedway, as quick as possible as well. It's right now 4 turns, of course, 6 configurations, banking 20 degrees in the turns, 9 degrees on the front stretch, and 3 on the back straightaway. Relatively, these drivers are not racing on a flat surface. Pace car ducks off to pit road, and we are now underway here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. as in number 29, falling back unfortunately. Trying his best to at least scoop the field. On the lead side from that 7th place position. Back up front, Willis Scrivano is go off the corner, got loose after number 4. My goodness, well, quite unfortunate for Ben Alstein. That's number 62. Luckily, he does manage to keep it going straight for the most part. And looks like he's going to retain at least that 6th place position. We're going to head back and show a replay of that, as unfortunately Matt Cherry has decided to not run this race. So replay of that, he's going to slide up, got a little bit loose, and just in front of the number 3 of David Kane, so he manages to avoid that in a perfect amount of time. Right now, the number 76 of Scrivano has managed to retain his lead for the most part. Shako Atausi here in the number 8 in 2nd place. 3rd is going to be the 81 of Austin Ekstrom. David Kane is 4th, 5th, William Van Alstein. Brian Wright now heading down to the inside, looking for that 5th place position for that top 5. And get any momentum as Van Alstein now is going to get the advantage, coming out the corner to the outside. Here comes Toby Weatherford in the number 5. And it looks like David's going to back off a massive amount. Just to land by number 5, Weatherford into the outside wall hang into turn number 3. And that battle for 6th place is still on. As right now, Toby got a little bit loose coming out. Turn number 4, Brian Wright now to the apron. Got the incredibly worst part of that apron as well. You could see him get loose. The worst part for the apron is losing that traction. Now Brian Wright is going to have to succumb to that 7th place position now, as Toby's got some pretty heavy damage. Not too heavy, however, so luckily for him, he can still keep going and not really lose anything. Towers is going to head up to the high side. He's there. Looks like he got loose or something. I'm not sure what happened. Honestly, he's actually lost. We got second place. And Towsie's back down to the inside with the crossover coming in. Under the Nell straightaway. Side by side battle down the back straightaway. You can see the brewing battle there for that 4th place position. Towsie got he's the apron. He's going to make contact with Ekstrom. Ekstrom goes around sideways, saves it, keeps it going forward. No caution. Amazing save by Ekstrom. 3 wide down the front straightaway right now. Comes to start finish line. David Kane is now up to 3rd. And look at all these all across each other right now. This is essentially the entire field, minus the leader, who's Luis Urbano. This is going to be a very interesting portion of this race. Now to the outside is Andrew Mendez, looking to the outside for Toby Weatherford's 6th place position. Mendez looks like he's playing the safe route. He's going to let Brian by. No, he's not. He's going to try and battle him out. Brian makes a little bit of contact coming out of turn number 2. A little door contact. But they still keep going forward, and it looks like the 43 is going to have to, unfortunately, stay in the 8th place position. Toby Weatherford having a few problems, most likely with his tires a little bit loose, and Koinon's going to keep going forward. 3 wide for 2nd place, almost 3 wide, 2 wide for 2nd place. All the way on the high side, it's going to be the 62 who gets into the outside wall. Shakwa Tausi trying to stay in 2nd place right now. David Canes in number 3 almost makes contact with Tausi. 62 of Van Alstyne is now going to make his move into this battle for 2nd. Look at Austin Edstrom. He's going to join this battle. Tausi a little bit slow on the outside lane. 3 wide once again for 2nd place. 3rd place now as Canes pulls away. Tausi, Van Alstyne, and Edstrom outside to inside. 862.81. Now it's Tausi and Van Alstyne. 862 side by side. Coming out of turn number 2. On board with Austin Edstrom, who has the best view of this battle right now. This is an exciting first 15 laps, everybody. This is the fun part about Las Vegas. The tire wear is going to come into effect after this. That's most likely to come into effect already. Tausi into the outside wall in turns 1 and 2. That's already playing into effect. Out turn number 4, he's going to keep it going. Number 5 of Toby Weatherford got loose coming out of turn number 4. Luckily, he did manage to keep going forward. So he's going to get loose right here through the grass, keeps it going forward, and luckily doesn't collect anybody else or make any other unnecessary mistakes. Brian Wright was trying to move to the inside. Shakwa Tausi suffering from a little bit of that damage. And look at who's on the high side. Van Alstyne using that high lane. We saw the 8 contact. There goes Brian Wright to the inside of the apron. Keeps it going forward. That was just a chain reaction of events right there coming up turn number 2. Still no caution. On your screen right now, Tausi gets into the outside wall. Here comes Brian Wright at the very wrong moment. Almost goes up to the inside wall. Almost pretty much reenacted unintentionally what happened to Jeff Gordon a few years ago. Now, here comes the 8 of Tausi to pit road, either for both tires or damage repair. Either way, Tausi is now in pit road. Canes in 2nd, all the way loose off of turn number 4 is the 62 Van Alstyne. And look at Austin Edstrom flying by all these drivers. But David Canes is not letting that 2nd place position go without it. 3 of David Canes. 81 Edstrom on the outside. Advantage Edstrom right now. Edstrom clears Canes. Canes battling back to the inside, sliding up almost covered. Could have been just another. My goodness. Battle for 4th place. Mendez on the outside. Van Alstyne is 62. Mendez chooses the high lane. All the way to the top groove. Minus that exit. Look at Mendez. A little bit loose with Van Alstyne coming out 4. It's that 4th place position. throughout all of this, Scrivano is still in the lead. Here comes David Cairns to the inside. You're going to be one of these battles right now. 3 on the 81. Edstrom gets the advantage, however, through the corner. Edstrom's going to get loose and turns forward. Almost hits the outside wall to check up. This could bring the 62 and the 29 into this battle. By side still in second place. On Toby Weatherford, he's still going. He's going to be having a brewing battle for 43. Shaq Watausi 2 laps down, but still continuing on. First Scrivano has led 23 laps, now working lap number 24. And to the outside goes Edstrom, inside goes David Cairns. Still no battle still nothing as of yet, no advantage, nothing that Cairns can do to get the advantage onto the inside. At least coming off turn number 2 at the very least. My goodness. Apologies for that. Not sure when I muted my microphone, but an exciting battle nonetheless. Scrivano first, second Cairns, third Van Alstyne, fourth Mendez, fifth Brian Wright. Weatherford in sixth, Edstrom 1 lap down in seventh, eighth 2 laps down is going to be Towsey. And unfortunately for Matt Sherry, for unforeseen circumstances, he has not started this race. He has left her in qualifying. So nothing, this actually could be a brewing battle right here for second place right now. David Cairns and Van Alstyne. So Royce Scrivano has currently led 29 laps. He's working his 30th lap lead, but this battle right now for second is definitely brewing. Taking a look at the comparisons right now. Still a solid 0.3 seconds in terms of lap times. 31.269 for David Cairns, Van Alstyne 31.269 for David Cairns, 31.161. That was the last time around. This time around, we're going to find out what their lap times are. As you can see, Shaq Watausi in the background. Going to the inside of, I believe it was Andrew Mendez. This time around, lap times have swapped. 31.159 for Cairns, 31.196 for Mendez, who was relatively at this rate, for Van Alstyne. he's still going forward. And it looks like he's going to have Mendez is running the very high lane in the background of turns 1 and 2. See the right rear quarter panel is a little bit damaged, really loose coming off of turn number 4, and he's going to hold on to it. There we go. That's how it's a race car right there. Now he's going to have to work that all the way back up and under the lanes there. And look at Edstrom just fly by both these drivers. So now back to Scrivano. 34 laps left, working his 35th lap. Caution coming out at halfway, so somewhere around like 50, maybe 53 or so. This could be our only competition caution. Toby Weatherford is also being shown down. I'm not sure if he's actually against that wall there before it looked like it. We're still going forward, however, and I don't see any major damage. And nice look to see him. There it is, right in front of his car. I'm going to see if we can, yep, you can see it from at least this camera angle right here. So, apologies for any technical errors. We just had about 10 seconds of shutdown for a moment, but David Keynes has just now left pit road, and Van Alstyne is now in second. And we just got the call from race control. That's lap 51. And here comes Roy Scrivano down the pit road. He's going to be seizing his 37 lap lead. Going to be handing it over to Van Alstyne, who is just now entering turns 3 and 4. Check out Scrivano and see how he does on his pit stops here. Heading down the front straightaway. Van Alstyne coming around to pick up the lead. Give that lap to Van Alstyne, and nope, never mind. That was actually really close though, between Van Alstyne and Scrivano for the interval, and Van Alstyne does first pit stall, and alright, he's good. Left side tires up as well, and the number 76, Van Alstyne, coming back around. Most likely getting that damage repaired once we reach the caution of the race. Side damage from one unfortunately. Tazzi looks like he's back to 1 lap down. Right when I say that, scoring the second spot. Battling right now, this is for position 5th place Pacific. On the inside, coming out turn number 2. To the outside to protect his line. Down into turn number 3. Look at these drivers there flying by Van Alstyne. Right, so these are the 2 drivers that have yet to pit as of right now. Back on the lead lap right now. Andrew Mendez also back on the lead lap. Of course, either during this race or ticker, so it'll be a lot more simple to keep track of those for as well. apologies for any technical errors. Nothing is in my control, unfortunately. Well, Van Alstyne now in the pit road has surrendered the lead to Brian Wright. And as you can see, number 8 of Towsey also in pit road. Most likely repairing his damage as well. Brian Wright, we're going to see if he's going to stay out until lap 51, or if he's going to just pit right now even. In terms of strategy, I'm going to go to lap 51, just to see how it goes. Now Brian Wright making his way down on fresher tires, mind you. So is Scrivano. Scrivano is on fresher tires than Edstrom. We'll see Patrick second place. Now in turn number 3, Edstrom into the high side. So Edstrom most likely knows that at this rate they're going to have to take a game eventually. So I'd be surprised if all these drivers road. Caution. Brian Wright heading to pit road right now, so that gives the lead back to Scrivano. The 76 of Horst Scrivano is once again at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Closing in on the halfway point of this race. Itself out. And it's really catching up with Brian Wright. Brian Wright catching up with Brian Wright. Towsey 4 laps down. To get all of his laps back. Still not sure why that is. Nonetheless, here comes Towsey making his way by Austin Astro. Number 49. Scrivano is still taking those laps away. Away. The entire field back up. We saw the first 15 laps were not even the first 15, about the first 25. This is way out of pit road right now. Just how exciting these first laps were. First 20 or so. My goodness, were they exciting. Even with the field spread out, but then they got bunched back up together. Or at least second throughout the rest of the field. So it's going to be interesting to see how the second half of the race. So here comes Scrivano. Turn number 4 on to lap 51. Waiting for the caution. Waiting for the call. Scrivano's already slowed his pace, and there's the caution. Right now, Horst Scrivano, Austin Astro, David Chance, Andrew Lindquist, William Van Alstyne, Brian Wright, and Matt Shorey. Temporarily reset himself right now. Welcome to live scoring. We still have us to go. So now we are under caution here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Most likely going to see everybody heading to pit road right now, so I'm going to go ahead and let everyone else go. And go ahead and get a snack, get a drink, go get whatever you want, get some dinner if you will. Especially since it's about 9:10 Eastern time, so go ahead, get some dinner, late night snack, whatever you want, because the second half of the race. So, the second half of the race here on the iCAR Racing League Cup Series here on the Racing Line Broadcasting Network's third race here of the 20-race season. 2 different winners so far. Will we have a third? Stay tuned to find out.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws!
The yellow flag is out. Pit road is now open. Keep your eye on those gauges. We'll give you 4 tyres. 3, 2, 1, now. We're done. Get going.
And we are back live here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the iCAR Racing League Cup Series here. Halfway through this race, Roy Scrivano in the number 76 has been having a very, very excellent run for the first half of the race. 45 laps led out of what we have now is 55 complete, so now it's time to restock them and enjoy the action all over again that we had in the start, as the Ford Mustang GT pace car is going to make that hard left-hand turn to pit road. And there goes Austin Edstrom. We are green once again. By route pickers going out here in this park right now. I said that here from stage points to be 5 the lead now. Hamilton clears Edstrom. Nope. Edstrom fighting back on the outside. Look at that momentum difference coming out of turn number 2. Keynes still cannot get that inside line to work coming out of turn number 2. Here comes Scrivano now. He looks like he's going to join on this battle right now for what is going to be first place. '81, 3, and 76 are your top 3 right now. Keynes entering on the high side. Scrivano to the inside for second place. Look at those wheels on the white line. Scrivano gets a little bit loose and he still manages to keep whatever is left of that momentum that he had before. This is going to bring the 62 of William Van Alstyne now into this picture. Full car battle for first. Police drivers that get caught up to one another once again. 29.351. Scrivano for 29.293. Relatively about a half seconds faster. Towsey harder than the bad luck as it is already, but Scrivano now looking to the inside of number 3 and turns 1 and 2. After turn number 2, Scrivano has a inside and turns number 3. Outside, using that relatively hot lane to the inside, goes to the 76 side by side for second place. Turns 1 and 2 against Scrivano, the preferred line. Can't really get that car, that inside line to work, but look at this. Keynes needs the outside line. He's got the something that Keynes did use, but now he uses his momentum back just a little bit. This is relatively simple. You can put these cars back to trying to get whatever momentum is Edstrom now. He's going to have to defend this. Because Scrivano, he has 45 laps led right now. Edstrom has 9. Side, it's number 76 and plus 3 and 4. Scrivano, the number 76 to the inside for the lead. On that number coming to lap 64. Scrivano back to the lead once again. Edstrom now is going to be attacked once again by the number 3 of David Kansas. Van Alstyne and Edstrom for both goals. To the outside now, through turns 3 and 4, trying to get whatever they can in the background. Third place, I should say. Effectively a 2-car battle from 2 different positions. Van Alstyne coming off of corner number 2 for third place. Look at Edstrom. Van Alstyne still looking to the inside. And tag. There goes Van Alstyne down the infield. They're going forward. But now, unfortunately, this is going to change everything for Van Alstyne. Now a 3-car battle for first place. This is an amazing event right here. Ekstrom got a little bit loose, kind of Scrivano now down to the inside. He's close to the inside. Can't get on the relatively the same line. Scrivano to the inside off of turn number 4. And around 81 got that lead. I think Ekstrom is getting Scrivano can't get by. He can't. He got by Ekstrom, but he can't stay in front of Ekstrom. Ekstrom's a lot better on the high side right now. And then just a side-by-side battle. David Caden's unfortunately falling back. Not enough momentum. Left tire running 1 mile. Coming down the Vanilla straightaway. Advantage entering the corner, side by side, dead even now. Ekstrom has the advantage. Scrivano has the advantage. Time by about half a hook. Coming down once again in turns 1 and 2. Scrivano with the advantage. Will Ekstrom battle down to the outside of the wall. The outside goes Austin Ekstrom now. Scrivano with the advantage in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Here's Ekstrom coming out on turn number 4. Ekstrom back bumper now. Scrivano in the 76. Ekstrom to the outside once again. Can't get in for the lines again. Nope, never mind. Here comes to the outside. Blazing past Scrivano. Scrivano now is going to have to go back to the offensive end, and David Caines, either he's lost momentum or is just sitting back watching this battle from his front window. Look at Scrivano now to the inside of the apron. You have to be careful if he uses that one too many times, or at least clips just a small piece of that grass. I can say from personal experience, you clip that grass and you're done. Look at Ekstrom, how much momentum they lost coming through turns 2. Trying to side draft now and get that momentum is Scrivano from Ekstrom. Had the advantage in the middle of turn 3 was Scrivano. Couldn't get anything done as Ekstrom had the advantage. 34 laps to go this time around. Ekstrom loses momentum again. Scrivano can get to the inside now. Almost to the outside wall was Ekstrom. Side by side once again for first place between the 76 and the 81. Position swapping many times. Scrivano had to let up just a little bit. I believe he was sliding up, and Ekstrom now still defending on that outside line. 33 laps to go. Ekstrom with the lead that time by. 16 laps left for him. Scrivano with 48 laps left. Ekstrom with the advantage on the outside lane right now. Half a car length on the number 76. About 3/4 of a car length down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Scrivano lets him go. And a huge loss of momentum comparison to the 76, who looks like he's going to look to the inside. He decides not to. He's going to use the bumper, but when he did, maybe just a small piece of it. Not enough to momentum to lose it. That's going to hurt Scrivano. He has to check up. He's got nowhere else to go. Looks to the inside. Nothing yet. Riding behind number 81. The key question for this row, will these drivers have to pay once again? The question is when will they pay? The last time most of these drivers paid was about 52 or so. 1 and 2 once again. Scrivano all over the back bumper of Edstrom. Now just right on the back bumper, most likely playing mind games here. Lap time comparison for both these drivers last time around, 29.087, 29.007, first and second respectively. Scrivano to the inside for first place right now. Can't get the momentum yet. This in perspective, that's .017. Was the 76 again to the inside, he looks for first place. Edstrom is a lot better on the middle lane though. Relatively the high line here. Now entering things again. And Edstrom, I believe Scrivano decided to let him go. And look at Scrivano, he's using the same line as Edstrom. Scrivano is still using that inside lane. Most likely got tired of waiting. I wouldn't be surprised, especially if you were on the back bumper of somebody for that long. Last time around, 51.094, 1.147, first and second respectively. On the back bumper, I think Edstrom got a little bit loose coming out turn number 2. He's already on the low side right now. How is Scrivano going to handle this? All the way blazing past on the outside. Edstrom heads to pit road. 25 laps to go for Scrivano right now. In tires, this gives the advantage to Scrivano. Also had to pit road a few laps ago. This is key for Austin Edstrom to not mess up Scrivano. Now in first, second place, line right, Toby Weatherford finally breaks through the top 3. Van Alstyne, 4th, 5th is Edstrom, who's now in pit road. 6th, Andrew Mendez. No, scratch that, 5th, Andrew Mendez. 6th is Edstrom, and he's going to have to back up. Austin Edstrom overshot his pit stall. That is going to cost him. Left side, right side tires up on his car right now. He's going to choose to take 2 tires. No, he's going to choose to take all 4. Replay coming up on your screen right now. Austin Edstrom overshot his pit stall by a huge margin right there. This is devastating for Austin Edstrom. This could cost him later in the race. Scrivano now heads to pit road. Brian Wright is going to take over the lead right now. Weatherford stays out, so does Van Alstyne. Mendez also on the back straightaway. Scrivano now to pit road. We're going to keep an eye on him to see if he makes the same mistake that Edstrom has made. Into his pit stall, nice and clean, as compared to Edstrom, who overshot into his opponent's pit stall. Look at Mendez running the high lane right now. Brian Wright, Toby Weatherford, William Van Alstyne, who now heads to pit road. As you can see just in the background, the 81 makes his way by the front straightaway. The 3 and the 5, not for position, as David Kansas 1 lap down. Trying to figure out where everybody is. Scrivano out of pit road right now. Brian Wright still staying out. Weatherford stays out. Mendez, let's find out what he does. Van Alstyne is now in pit road. Andrew Mendez is the only driver aside from Towsey and Cherry, who have both unfortunately retired early. These are the aside from those two, Mendez is the only one to have not yet led a single lap here. Scrivano now out of pit road. And look at who's right in front of him for position, no less. It's going to be the 81 of Edstrom. You wouldn't think that pit stops would come straight on track. Well, it definitely is, and it definitely will be in just a few moments' time. Edstrom and Scrivano on the same line, but both one lap down right now. We're going to watch the time interval right now as we're going to go blazing by Weatherford. Into 10th with Scrivano so far. And look at the 62 of Van Alstyne. Really loose at still loose as he tries to come up. Mendez trying to hang on. He's currently in 3rd place right now. Brian Wright in 2nd. Brian Wright in 1st place. Scrivano now makes his way to the inside. Ekstrom and Scrivano are on the same lap right now. And essentially, this is going to be a repeat. Scrivano catches up. First time around. Ekstrom 29.667. 29.507 for the number 76. Both the 5 and the 43 have yet to pit, along with Mendez, who's probably just going to stay out for as much as he can instead of the event of a late caution that these drivers are hoping for. Mendez still in the back straight. Brian Wright just now entering turn 1. These first and third are essentially track apart right now. David Kane's in 4th. Ekstrom 5th, 6th, Scrivano. Van Alstyne is 62, 1 lap down in 7th. Matt Cherry 8th and 9th. Early, unfortunately, due to hitting the outside wall once again. Most likely damaged his steering to the point of they couldn't race any longer. So now, Matt Cherry was not yet started. So now, question remains. Oh, never mind, no question about this. As here comes the 76, he's definitely close to the gap between you and the 81. Remember, this is for 5th place, not 1st. First 4 drivers bring have yet to pick. Brian right now leads. Comes out of turn number 4, comes around to 15 laps to go. Scrivano has made his pass. 81 of Austin Ekstrom. Can Ekstrom put up a fight? Doesn't look like it right now. Last week we had a late caution around this time with about 13 laps to go. The same thing happened once again this week. This rate will most definitely have another driver, a 3rd different driver, win the 3rd different race. And there goes the number 5 of Weatherford. What happened to him? He's currently in 2nd. Mendez is now flying around. Turns 1 and 2 as of right now. What happened to Toby Weatherford? We'll keep an eye on him. He's going to get back under control. Something happened to Toby Weatherford. Watching. Oh my goodness, heavy contact to the outside, and look at how hard he is on the brakes. He is still continuing, however, he has not chosen to pit as of yet. Scrivano is pulled away from Ekstrom. Next in Scrivano's side is 4th place of David Kane. The gap between 1st and 5th. 18 seconds. So, as of right now, and we'll get between 1st and 2nd. 10 seconds. 1st and 3rd, 14 seconds. 1st and 4th, 18 seconds. Scrivano looks to the outside for 4th place. And of course, 1st, 6th, 20 seconds. So at this rate, Brian Wright can hang on and contact a little bit from David Kane's, as Scrivano made his way around to the outside. At this rate, Brian Wright will be making his way around towards the win. 11 laps to go now. With number 43. Weatherford in 2nd, Mendez 3rd, Scrivano 4th, 5th, David Kane 6th, Ekstrom, 7th, Van Alstyne. Looks like it's about to go another lap down, or at least 8 laps. 10 laps to go. Brian Wright and Ben Alistone. Once again, you're watching the iCAR Racing League Cup Series here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. 10 laps to go, less than 10 laps to go. Brian Wright leading 16 laps, now completing for 17 laps. Lance Scrivano has led 50 laps so far this race. Since is now on 4 laps, which is Andrew Mendez here, the number 29, lets him by. Mendez unfortunately doesn't do the this entire race. Ever since the start with the same just letting everybody have a ball. Now next in sight is going to be Toby Weatherford for Scrivano. Brian Wright running on very, very old tires. They gave 3 tires, and so did Scrivano. First and third as well as here comes Scrivano now to the side of Toby Weatherford for second place. Sometimes on that white line in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Coming out of turn number 2, 7 laps to go for Brian Wright this time around, who gets loose coming out of turn number 4. He's going to keep it going, however. And it is crunch time, 7 laps to go this time around. Here's the thing to look at right now. It's going to be this time. Look at how fast this tire difference is right now. Not just the line, also the difference in tire wear. There's something happening to Scrivano. Nope, he's fine. Scrivano is alright. We're just keeping an eye on the time. Look at this. 7 seconds now. Less than 8 seconds. Entire second per lap. I'm going to take note of this right now. 7.6 seconds. 7.5 seconds once Brian Wright crossed the line. This time around for 6 seconds to go. Going to keep an eye on this. Brian Wright running the very, very high run right now. Scrivano makes his way down. Just through turns 1 and 2. 6.5 seconds, so relatively, remember, 7.5 seconds last time around, so right now it's 1 second per lap, 1.2 seconds per lap, 1.3 for 1.4 seconds per lap, 5 laps to go. So either Brian Wright can hang on just in time, or Scrivano's going to catch up at this rate. Wait a minute. Slow out of the corner. Brian Wright is now out of fuel. He just called over the radio onto his team that he missed it by 4 laps. So now this gives the win and the lead to Roy Scrivano, but for how long? At this rate, we have reached the point of no return. Once the caution comes out, the race is over. Move for third place. It's going to be awesome. Weatherford also coming into pit road, most likely to now Brian Wright. So coming out over the radio from team communications from number 43, he couldn't get his clutch workers having a little bit of a malfunction. So he had to lay off the throttle instead. The distance, 5.1 seconds, now 5.2 seconds. 2 laps to go this time around for Roy Scrivano. A little bit loose coming off the trial for Scrivano. Kane's third, Edstrom. Go set Austin Edstrom winning of the first and second race, Daytona and Autoclip Speedway. Roy Scrivano is going to make his way through turns 3 and 4 for the penultimate time. Coming out turn number 2 for the white flag. Coming out turn number 4 for the white flag. Down across the start finish line. Final lap for the number 76 of Roy Scrivano. 54 laps led this race. Coming to 55 laps led. Coming to 55 laps led. Once he crosses the start finish line with that checkered flag. Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. An amazing race by Roy Scrivano. Coming off of turn number 4, Scrivano wins their third race of the season, their third different driver to win here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the iCAR Racing Cup Series. Second place goes to third Austin Extra. Congratulations to Roy Scrivano. Fourth goes to Andrew Mendez, William Van Alstyne, right, and Toby Weatherford in seventh. Heavy damage for the 81. What happened to him? My goodness. Naturally, we are going to find out right now. And looks like we just had a very unfortunate gear shift malfunction. Right now, the 76 of Scrivano burns it down here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the third race of the season. Congratulations to the 76 of Royce Scrivano. A very dominating race here today. So he started first and he also finished in first. So congratulations once again to Scrivano. Going to park it there on the front straightaway. We are going to step aside here as you are currently watching the iCAR Racing League Cup Series here on the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. Definitely a very amazing race. Even though there were low numbers, it was still exciting as it was. So only one caution, which was the competition caution. So we will be back here with interviews from at least your winner and hopefully the rest of the top 3. Stay tuned. It's only getting... The race is finally over. My goodness. Words are getting mixed up here. Stay tuned as we will begin to interviews in just a few moments. But of course, before we get to that, we're going to go over your results once again here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Roy Scrivano rounds out, starts first and finishes first here. And of course, David Keynes finishes in second. Third place, Austin Edstrom. Rounding out your top 3, Andrew Mendez and William Van Alstyne in his debut. Not too bad here. Finishing in the top 5, Brian Wright finishes in 6th. Toby Weatherford, even though it was his debut and he finished 3 laps down, he does finish in 7th and he still manages to finish the race. Sharkwood Towsey retires early, 49 laps down. Matt Sherry has not started this race, unfortunately. So we will be back with interviews from at least your winner here, hopefully, in just a few moments. Stay tuned. You're watching, once again, the iCAR Racing League Cup Series on the Racing Line Broadcasting Network here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
The yellow flag is out. Pit road is now open. Keep your eye on those gauges. We'll give you 4 tyres. 3, 2, 1, now. We're done. Get going.
back live here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway here for interviews with your, well, relatively your top two in this case, as not even top two, pretty much just anybody that I could find. So, of course, first up we have David Keynes here in the number 3, finished in second place. So, all in all, not that bad of a race. And still technical issues. My goodness. This does not like me, apparently. Right. Going to change this real quick because for some reason this just does not want to work. Alright, now we got you, David. Oh my goodness, no we don't. Why does this not want to work? Welcome to Technical Issues 101. Nothing wants to work, apparently. Alright, so of course, even with technical issues, still going to roll through with this, and just going to assume that works now. Try again, David.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep. So, to recap, David, once again, all in all, not that bad of a race, and essentially it was very, very exciting to watch as well.
Yeah, I got hairy at times. I just got to figure out how to qualify better. It's put myself behind 8 ball, qualifying in the back and trying to drive through. At the end there, just pitted, tried to get ahead of those guys, and I guess just drove a little bit too hard and didn't save enough tire there for the end.
Of course, technical issues still happening, but on the bright side, you are on the stream, so that's a good thing. That's just on my end, because for some reason, the sound over on my end has appeared to completely collapse. But just to save you some time, I'm going to have you not repeat yourself, just to be nice. Quick reset of things. So, in terms of tires, how'd that play out for you?
Well, I tried to pit before the 2 front guys there because they were racing pretty hard and tried to just get a little gap in between them. When I come back out, I just tried to drive that much harder just to put a bigger gap in between us, and I just burned up the right front tire and got really tight there at the end, and it let the 76 run me down pretty quick, and I just didn't have nothing for him to hold him off.
Although it did produce a very exciting battle, at least especially through those first 20 laps, as it was very, very interesting. Not even the first 20 laps, pretty much throughout the entire race. So, of course, before we let you go, and apologies for not acknowledging what you said the first time, but hey, you still have to roll with it. Anyone that you'd like to thank for your second place finish here today?
Yeah, just appreciate the guys putting on the race for me. My sponsor, Flag Northfield, and Jeff, and all the guys that put the team together. I appreciate it.
Well, we are going to go ahead and let you go. Next up, finishing in 4th place after starting in 6th, was number 29 of Andrew Mendez. Andrew, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
So, throughout the entire race, I've seen you let people buy, so I was quite interested and was thinking that it had something to do with tires, but early on, I thought you were just doing that for strategy, and of course, it definitely appeared to be that way, and you managed to end up in 4th, just inside the top 5, so how was that for you?
Yeah, in the first part of the race, I was saving tires, but during that second part, after the competition caution, I was actually trying to save fuel, just clutching it and stuff. And I thought I was not gonna make it because I heard Brian was on the same strategy as I was, but he ran out of fuel, so I was kind of a little bit worried there. But I managed to finish with just a lap, basically 0.4 gallons of fuel left in the tank.
Definitely called it close as well, so thankfully for you, you do manage to just make your way across the start-finish line for, again, your 4th place position. So, with that competition caution and relatively, aside from that green flag run throughout the entire race, how was that for you, especially with your pit strategy as well?
It was all right. Las Vegas is not one of my best tracks. I tend to have a hard time figuring out trying to save tires and have the speed because during that first half of the race, I thought I saved enough tires, but by like lap 25, lap 30, the cars that I was with started to pull away. So I'm still having trouble trying to figure out this place. But 4th place is a 4th place.
So we're going to go ahead and let you go, but before that, anyone that you'd like to thank for your 4th place finish?
I'd like to thank Brian and iCAR Racing for hosting this series. This is great. This is a great series to race in. It's a shame that more people don't show up, but I also like to thank my family for supporting me and stuff. And hopefully next week I do get that first sorry get that win at Atlanta next week.
Hopefully you do. It's going to be interesting next week, so we're going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations once again on your 4th place finish.
Thank you.
And of course, moving on over to the number 43 of Brian Wright, who of course we heard call over the radio that bad luck, of course, wasn't bad enough, and then you ran out of fuel with about 5 laps to go, just coming after number 2, and at least you did manage to finish, Brian, but unfortunately you did not finish where you wanted to. But if you did, you would have ended up at least in 2nd place.
Yeah, we were just trying to go for something. We had nothing to lose. We sat around 6th, 7th place almost the entire race. Got caught up with the iCAR there. The iCAR hit the wall, and I almost went for a ride and somehow saved it before the competition caution. But we just tried. I mean, it's been a while since I've won in this series, and I just going for broke. It didn't work out, and we'll just have to get them next week.
And of course, next week it's also going to be pretty interesting. But aside from that, again, same question that I asked Andrew is, aside from that competition caution, and of course you running out of fuel, those green flag runs were very exciting, especially that first 20 laps. It was very, very exciting and relatively an exciting kind of insane, because it was very entertaining to see everybody trying out these either the top or the bottom line, or at least the middle line in this case, sometimes the top line as well into the corners. So how do you think that played out for you as well?
I guess this has been probably one of the strangest seasons we've had yet. We've been going on for a while, and the fact that this isn't becoming a wreck fest, or it isn't like a caution filled race where we ain't 6-7 cautions deep, is just really surprising. These guys are actually showing up to race and race clean. So, I mean, I have to throw my hats off to all them guys, especially the first 20 laps when they were going at it nonstop. And I believe even after the competition caution, the 20 laps after, they were still going at it. So, I mean, definitely have to throw my hats off to all these guys, because it's definitely making me and other people that's raced in this series have to change their games a little bit and not expect a caution here and there. Maybe expect to finish run the entire distance clean.
It definitely seemed that way as well. So, of course, before we let you go, anyone that you'd like to thank for... Oh my goodness, it's sad. I just forgot where you finished. I know it's outside the top 5. Right, 7th. I knew that. My mistake. I closed out by racing, so I don't know the results as of right now. Okay. So it happens, but nonetheless, aside from that, who would you like to thank for your 7th place finish?
Honestly, the admins that has been helping out. Gerald for doing his post, his PR work on the Facebook and social media. David for doing his admin work, and really all the drivers that's actually showed up and have put on a show. I mean, it sucks that we're doing this with 8 or 9 cars, but these 8 or 9 cars are giving it all they got, and that's all you can really ask for. So thank you to all of them for just making this possible.
That's very, very exciting as well. So we're going to go ahead and let you go as well. So again, congratulations on at least finishing the race, even if you did run out of fuel just with 5 laps to go. I'm sorry for rubbing that in your face by mistake, but it does happen. So hopefully you will be able to get a better finish next week at Atlanta.
Yeah, we'll just have to dust ourselves off and try next week.
So that was David Keynes finishing in 2nd. Andrew Mendez finished in 4th and 7th place. Brian Wright. So, of course, here are your point standings as of just a few moments ago. Of course, these will be updated to what are now these in just a few moments. time, at least by next week. So, speaking of next week as well, next week we head to Atlanta for, again, the 4th race out of 20 for 120 laps. So far, we have seen 3 different drivers as of right now win 3 consecutive races in the past 3 races. So, we'll be seeing the same thing again next week at Atlanta. That's something that we're going to have to find out. Join the iCAR Racing League if you are interested in racing this. They also have a K&N series, like they mentioned, on Monday nights as well. Unfortunately, due for me, time constraints, can't do that. But Wednesdays, hey, it's the most exciting thing as well. So next week we head to Atlanta for 120 laps. Race 4 of 20 as the at this rate, essentially, the chase is going to be very interesting with all of these different winners. So here are your points again before we head out. And of course, thank you once again for watching the Racing Line Broadcasting Network here on YouTube for the iCAR Racing League Cup Series here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So now next week we head to Atlanta Motor Speedway for 120 laps. It's going to be interesting, and hopefully we will see you there. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next week.